Back to the Road Show this morning. The buzz: the thousands of children who write letters to Santa Claus each year might be disappointed this Christmas season. The U.S. Postal Service is ending a long-standing tradition of having volunteers reply to letters from its North Pole, Alaska post office. You might have heard of them doing this before. Well, here's the reason why they might cancel it. Last year, one of those volunteers was flagged as a sex offender when the post office checked his ID. And the good news, of course, is that nothing came of it since the sex offender was identified. But the Postal Service Postal Service don't call them a Grinch. Take a listen to what one postal official had to say about this.
Organizations, businesses, or just individuals would come in, look through the letters, and if there was one that they wanted to answer, they would complete the form, we would check their identification, and they would take that letter. But we're not making the letters available to the public. We're not giving out the personal information this year.
I think that's kind of smart, but now when kids send their letters, they can still send them, but they're not going to get a response. And in the past, a lot of...
So what's the point?
Yeah, what is the point?
It's really sad. It's like, come on, just because of one guy.
And there was never any interaction between the sex offender and the child.
Correct.
They caught it.
They caught it, which means they were doing their job,
right?
So they were on top of it.
Yeah.
It seems to me you just add more security to it.
Exactly, because you realize, oh, this is something we hadn't thought of before.
But here's the thing
that
kills me, and I just can't get it out of my head. Miracle on 34th Street. We've all seen the movie.
Yeah.
He goes into court and they're challenging him as Santa Claus. And they say, there is no such thing. And they bring in bag after bag after bag after bag of letters from kids who have written him to the North Pole saying, "Dear Santa, I want this, I want that." Can you take that away?
I know.
No,
and
just like that.
Yeah, and the other thing is, a lot of times, I mean, this isn't just getting a new Xbox for Christmas. These are kids who are saying, I have no shoes, my mom has no food, you know, and so they're helping really fill a gap there. And I think, listen, I think it's absolutely smart. Maybe the public shouldn't have access to a child's address, but what if you opened up the letters, posted the letters, you know, somebody responded and wrote, and then the post office then was the only one who had the address, so nobody saw, so you couldn't get in touch with the child.
I mean, that's the way it should be. You don't just take away these kids' little dreams. You know, you're saying about dreams, and there's little kids, and there's kids watching today, and they're writing these letters to go on answer. There's got to be a volunteer group that can step in. Someone's going to come in and say, let's fix this.
And I just want to say to the kids who are watching today, the reason that Santa can't answer all the letters is because, of course, he's making all the toys and delivering all the toys.
And you go, one bad elf. One bad elf.
That's it.
Clearly, that just seems to me to be a knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah.
And there's got to be a solution to this.
There will be.
This is not brain surgery.
I hope so.
There's going to be a miracle at the North Pole.
Well, there you go. That's what we want.
Courtney's going to do it.
Courtney's going to write a Santa Claus.
Actually, you know, Courtney is totally into the holiday season. I don't know if you know this, Matt, but she is wild about Thanksgiving.
She decorates
Christmas.
in September or something,
she has to. Well, she has to stop
November 1st, right? That's not September.
She would do it Labor Day if she could. But the point is, Court, how do you feel about this?
I think it's really sad. I just think it's so sad for the kids. I'm hoping there's a way they can find a way around it. I was reading on the AP Wire a little earlier that a volunteer group is stepping in, trying to take it over. So, you know, maybe some good news will come out of it. We've got folks on both sides of the spectrum today on FoxProvidence.com. On this one, they're actually against the USPS, and on Facebook, they're supporting it. So Evan says, I think it's a horrible thing that the USPS is dropping the program in the time we live in. The people who hire, can't they do a background check? All these kids will not get a letter back. How do you explain that to your child? And Lisa says, I think that it's a shame that they're stopping it. Let's take a look at the poll here on FoxProvidence.com. What do you think about the USPS dropping the Santa Letters program? A, it's a good decision and keeps kids safe, or B, it's an overreaction and unfair to the kids. I do want to read those Facebook comments where I can get to them at the end of the show, as well as giving you your poll results. For now, we'll head into the kitchen. Lily.